And welcome to Wednesday. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How's it going?
All right.
Hey, nobody been shot today. That's good, right? At least I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Well, we're all good. I think we're good. Yeah.
Nobody's being chased around by bullets flying. That's good.
Well, did you see the RNC last night? I believe they
They arrested
arrested a
somebody.
man, huh,
Yeah, I did see that.
with a ski mask,
Yeah.
ready to cause some problems. I guess.
Well, thankfully that didn't happen. It really is time for the Secret Service or whatever. If you see him with a mask at the RNC, just shoot him.
Good day, fellas and audience. Rick, it's good to have you back. I don't know if you're
He was
quit your
working like a
job or
different
what.
shift or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, but good to have you back.
Yeah.
Unless you're sick and that's the reason you're back, then it sucks. Man, dude, you don't understand. Like, working in conservative talk radio
Yeah.
this time of year is just insane.
Oh, I'd imagine.
I mean, people that I don't book are just calling the station going, yeah, put me on. I'm in Milwaukee. No, not the way that this works. I was like, but thank you for calling. We'll have you on tomorrow.
Right. Well, how was the show? We didn't even talk about it because it just blew up here. How was the Fran show on Monday after the shooting? I'm imagining Bob lost his mind.
I wouldn't say lost his mind, but I mean, he is definitely passionate about this whole thing. And he is one of the ones, I guess, goes along to our conversation. We can talk about it some more tonight. Uh, there are so many questions.
Oh yeah.
Now, I will apologize to you
Why?
for my Monday night show because I think I was kind of rude to you. I listened back to it a little bit. And I know you're not that guy, but look, this is a different show than your classic metal show, and
Yeah. Didn't.
you and Eric doing your thing, man. But I was slightly, I guess I was, I've lost faith in humanity
Right.
over the past like since Saturday.
Okay.
And I'm so angry and upset about it. And like I let on Monday night my emotions take a little bit of control as opposed to looking at what you were saying logically and saying, okay, that doesn't make sense. You're right. That doesn't make
Right.
sense. That doesn't make sense. And so I was kind of a dick, and I didn't mean to be.
Honestly,
And I know you're going to
I
sit
did
there
not
and say, "Oh, you
notice.
don't need to apologize."
I didn't
Now you
notice.
notice.
I just
But
thought we were rolling. I was like,
no,
hey,
but
cool.
I was letting emotions take control more than looking at what you were saying logically and what you were saying. Now, when I have had a few days to look at it, it makes a lot of sense. What the fuck happened that night?
Yeah. I mean that's really I've been watching a good amount of stuff, just trying to keep my ear to it, I guess, so to speak. And I've heard a lot of things that I thought being said by a lot of people way more knowledgeable than me. The Dan Bonginos of the world that worked Secret Service. He's been out there, and he's been very specific about why weren't there people on that building.
Joe says, I noticed. Go fuck yourself. I'm kidding. I like you. I'm just, you didn't have to point it out. I apologize for a reason. That means you don't have to point it out and make a comment.
Well, I'm sure you've noticed a lot. There's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork that are talking about how basic protocols weren't
Oh, yeah.
followed.
Basic
And
shit.
and therein lies the problem. If it was something, you know, there was a low flying plane that came from out of nowhere and a shot was fired, something like that, you can kind of accept that. You cannot accept that a bullet came from a building that you could throw a rock and hit the stage from.
Right.
You know, you can't just accept that at the Secret Service level. They're way too, that is their whole function, is to protect that man, and they didn't do it.
Now, here's the problem with social media. Well, I'm gonna this whole night's gonna be social media because I'm like I'm so bothered by everything that goes on social media, including your boy John Drake. You're gonna have to pull up a post of his
Okay.
because him and I got into it a little bit on Facebook today. But I have read so many different things. I've read that this guy, the shooter, was a Republican and he was actually a MAGA supporter, big time Trump fan, and he wanted to make Trump a martyr because he's fucking nuts and wanted to shoot him, kill him because he didn't think he had a chance to win and make him a martyr. I've read that this guy was a registered Republican, then donated a whole bunch of money, or at least some money, little money, a lot of money, whatever it is, to Democratic progressive, charities, policies, whatever. I've read that he is a registered Republican, and then he was paid to do this by the Democrats. I've read so many different theories on what this kid has done, and I don't think we'll ever get an answer from the people who actually know what happened.
Right. Probably not.
That bothers me. I see all these different videos now because everybody and their mother's got a video from who was there, and are showing different angles of the Secret Service snipers, and they're showing different angles of where this guy was. Some people said the slope was too high, too low. I mean, there's a different theory on every one guy. One of the news media outlets ran with it, showed this video. It made no sense to me at all. I don't know what the hell I was looking at. I was looking at somebody who was in the crowd 100 yards back. They're looking at the stage, and you see Trump go down, and they're trying to tell me that this is something important. I had no idea what the hell they were saying. And then you get to the people that still really suck, who are posting that too bad he missed, you need shooting lessons and all this kind of stuff. And now you have this new faction of people, including people that we know, Charlie and stuff like that, and who are now posting these people online, the people that wanted him to die. They're posting their profiles online, trying to get them fired and taken out. And so now you have people just warring back and forth on social media. And I don't know where I fall on this. Look, you know what I think? This is where I got into with John Drake. You have his,
I got his post.
It's the post I'm talking about, obviously.
It's the one where you guys are going at each other.
With long paragraphs of shit. I can't read because I don't have my glasses. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
But read what he wrote originally. I mean, I know what I said.
He said, okay, seriously, just because you disagree with someone's awful, offensive, and ridiculous opinion on something, be it political or otherwise, that doesn't mean you go after their livelihood. Shit like that is exactly why we're in the situation we're in. Taking away someone's ability to make a living and provide for their family hurts a lot of innocent people. I really, really hate that trend. I disagree with the person, so I'm going to share where they work, their business, and hope that they that gets them fired or shut down. Jesus, if I could read. This is so unbelievably childish. And then you came in and you said that you disagree. If you are so vile that you want someone to die, then you get what you deserve. That is not political opinion or the opinion on food or movies. These are just disgusting people that we walk and talk to on a daily basis that want death to a person they don't like. I want these people identified and shamed. Like Trump or not, he has a family. But I don't like Biden, and I think he's a terrible president. But I would never act like these fools. And then it goes on and on. But go ahead, stop there, and you state your case.
Because I thought when I read his statement that you might actually agree with him on this.
I do agree with him.
Because, look, there are consequences to your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has consequences to their actions. Look, I don't think I deserve to lose a foot. I think I'm a pretty nice guy. I think I'm a good guy with a good heart for the most part. I don't like to kill babies or animals. And, I love my wife and family. I try to live a decent moral life. I fail at times, but everybody does. But I don't wish death on anybody.
Sure.
But anyways, I didn't do things the right way. Whether it was drinking, smoking, maybe I ate too much, stepping on that nail that I shouldn't have stepped on.
Right.
But there are consequences to your actions. And so what happened? I'm now paying the consequence for my actions, being younger and stupid and everything else. I have no fucking leg. You pay the consequences for your actions. Sure. I, a long time, sat there and didn't put out any kind of applications or any kind of stuff to find another job. I knew that eventually I was going to get fired at that radio station.
Sure.
And when Triv unfortunately passed, and then they were sitting there telling me that, oh, you have a job. I knew I didn't have a job. Are you fucking? I'm not stupid.
Right. What
did I do though? I didn't do anything. Now I'm paying the consequences for it, or I did for a long time. I got fired. there are consequences to what you do. You put that shit online, you're putting yourself out there. You want to put yourself out there, then you accept the consequences of what happens to you.
Don't disagree with that.
But John seemed to think you shouldn't get. Look, I'm not purposely out to try to get somebody fired, but I'll tell you what. If I happen to know where they work, you don't think that I want to make a call to their employer? I didn't. Other people have.
See, and therein lies the problem, in my mind. And you can disagree, and that's okay. But for the last 6 years, I think maybe longer, but for sure, 6 years, we, meaning people that are right-leaning people, have been hit by cancel culture again and again and again and again. Banned from banks, banned from jobs, losing their jobs over opinions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a bad, bad precedent. And to say, okay, well, now it's your turn, that's shitty. That's using shitty behavior to counter. Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
To counter shitty behavior. And I'll use I answered this on some other thread, but and of course it got deleted because somebody was very offended by the way I said this, but I'm going to say it exactly the same way. If someone rapes your mother, you're not even if you rape their mother. And that's it. It's horrible behavior when they were doing it. And if we as conservative people are better than them, then we should act better than them. And just blindly going, nah, you said something mean and I'm going to tell your boss. That's pretty pathetic. It was pathetic when they were doing it to us for 6 years, and it's just as pathetic now that we have a chance to do it. The better way to do it is just like they did with Bud Light. Wasn't a whole lot of people saying anything about Bud Light. They just stopped buying it. And that's the way, in my opinion, that's the way you do it. You don't have to use the social media megaphone to draw attention to yourself to white knight the cause. You just join the cause. Anyway, that's my rant.
Okay, and I will respond. I'm trying to text Tony to see if he's going to come on tonight.
Okay.
I don't necessarily disagree. Now, that's where I kind of say I don't know where I fall on this. Because, look, eye for an eye is a good thing, in my opinion, sometimes.
And that's fine. So then go back to my example. If someone raped your mom, someone raped your daughter, I'll bring it as close to home as possible. You would be like even Steven if you raped their daughter?
No.
That would be even Steven, or that would be two horrendously bad acts?
I think it would be two horrendously bad acts.
And therein lies my point.
But I'm going to say there's a difference, though.
Is there?
A difference. I believe that there is. I believe there's a difference between supporting a political candidate that is different than somebody else, and they fucking hate you for it and try to get you canceled for it, whether it's in the entertainment business or whatever. I think there's a difference between that and saying that I wish somebody would die.
True.
And, like there's one girl that somebody posted on, I think it might have been Charlie or somebody posted on Facebook. I mean, I call his name out only because you can look him up. It's not like, it's not online.
Right.
But she works at the Cleveland Clinic or somewhere like that, a hospital, whatever it is. You can look it up if you want. But,
yeah, I'm looking for Charlie's thing. I know who you're talking about, but
is that the kind of person I want to deal with? Is that the kind of person I want to go to get medical treatment from or have her taking care of me if she wishes that somebody on my side of the aisle would die?
No, I don't disagree with that. But
so again, why not let her employer know, hey, sorry, this is what your employee is doing?
No, and now we're gonna. Oh, we were already doing it. Now we'll do it. Whatever. There she is. And that's again. I don't disagree. If I went to the Cleveland Clinic today, like if I don't know, fell down and broke my leg or something. And
I don't know. Is that where she even works? I don't even know.
It says Cleveland Clinic. Yeah, medical assistant at Cleveland Clinic in Menor. If I went to the Cleveland Clinic and I saw this Lisa Loeb looking lady come up to me to fix my leg, I would be like, nah, I don't want you working on my leg. I would take the individual stance of not dealing with her. I don't
And I
know
get
about. I don't know. See,
That's why I bring it up.
Yeah. Here comes the problem with when you start taking their livelihoods. They're already nuts. You agree with that?
Yes.
If you have the opinion that the only unfortunate thing is that Donald Trump didn't take a bullet to his head and die, you're already a lunatic. Now when they lose their livelihood, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the streets with a gun and hurt somebody else because they don't give a shit about humanity in the first place.
I don't see this woman walking out on the street.
Why don't you see that?
I don't know.
She's willing to share the fact that she wanted to see Donald Trump's brain splattered on TV. She's not of sound mind. Why would you think that she's not willing to splatter somebody's brain on the TV?
I think there was another girl that was fired, actually. I don't know who posted it, but there was another girl that was fired from her job at like Harley Davidson or something like that for posting the same kind of thing, like too bad he missed or something. And people went nuts and called up and said, you need to fire her. And I think she was fired. She was like rainbow hair and stuff.
And people are getting fired. I mean, it's not like it's not happening. I'm sure this lady. I don't know, but I would bet you that her Facebook will either be private or saying looking for a job by the end of the week. I would imagine. Look at how fast the talent agency fired Kyle Gass from Tenacious D.
I
know. He said something on stage. I think he was fired before he got off the stage.
Yeah. And I look, and Jack Black is not exactly a fan of Donald Trump. He hates Donald Trump.
No, not at all.
But he was the one who came out and said, I'm not doing this. I mean, you can't. There are consequences to what the fuck you do in life. And, there's things that I still do wrong in life. And I know that there are consequences coming my way if I don't change it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the way life works. And if you want to go out there, you want to use social media and you want to post whatever it is you want to post, then you have to accept the consequences for it.
See,
look, I lost friends today,
literally,
because I posted a picture of me and JD Vance.
Right.
That's all I did. I posted a picture of me and JD Vance together on Facebook, and I lost friends because they think that he's a dick and that I'm a dick for wanting him to win or be in a picture with him.
Right.
I mean, so there are consequences to me posting that picture. I thought about that before I put it up there. What do I care?
Mm-hmm. Well, and
if I knew that there was a possibility of me getting fired for posting something online, then I'm not going to do it.
Sure, but look at this comment that's right here on this post from Charlie, right here. Dear Sharon, this will follow you for the rest of your life. Keep looking over your shoulder, and may you never have a good night's sleep. So that's a straight up threat right there.
And I don't condone that kind of thing.
But that's what's going to happen when you dox people.
But
people shouldn't be using the social media to white knight their cause, and that's really what this all is.
I agree, but they also shouldn't be using social media to do what they're doing when they post shit like they're hoping for the death of a president, because you know what's coming to you.
And they should absolutely, at a minimum, and again, this goes to the much bigger issue. Facebook should be shutting this shit down, or Twitter, or wherever. Every account that is saying something to that, because it's the same as yelling fire in a movie theater. You're just stoking the flames.
But here's the problem with that, is that you have a social media empire, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is, any of them, that control one side of the narrative. And so Zuckerberg is going to control the one side of the narrative. You won't see a post like mine, but you'll see, look, I get 100 likes if I put a picture of me and my dog up there.
Sure.
I put a picture of me and possibly the next vice president of the United States of America. Yeah. I think I have maybe, if I'm lucky, 40 likes.
Right.
I get 30 in a matter of 30 minutes when I put up me and my daughter. Right. I put up me and the next vice president of the United States. I had 18 in 3 hours. Because the left controls the narrative.
Sure.
When it comes to Facebook. And so, they're going to start shutting my shit down. But I guarantee you, every post that says, shoot him, let him die, would have still been up there.
They'll all stand, which is again, why you got to get off of Facebook. You got to get onto, truthfully, you got to be on Twitter right now. If you want to stay where there's lots of traffic, you go to Twitter.
Twitter, but all I saw, look, I'm fairly new to Twitter.
Right.
I mean, I've had an account forever, but I'm fairly new to actually using it. X, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And all I see is hate. All I see is Keith Olbermann licking the balls of Biden. This guy, Harry Sisson, I don't even know who the fuck that guy is. You ever heard of that guy?
No.
Look that dude up. Harry Sisson. I don't know what the fuck he does, dude. Sisson. But he's on every TikTok video I see and every X thing that I see. I mean, he's the biggest douchebag loser I've ever seen in my entire life. For some reason, he got popular. I don't know if the Biden campaign is paying him or whatever, but it's insane what that guy does.
Yeah, he's just some.
Why does it seem like a lot of female nurses feel like this chick? I saw a lot of that.
Because chicks don't like Trump.
Why do some people hate Trump? What did he do wrong?
What did Trump do wrong?
Yeah.
He grabbed the pussy. Hars.
Look, I'm being honest. And I want to ask some of my liberal people that I know, because I do know some that, even if they're not liberal, but they just despise Trump. Like, what is it exactly that you hate about him? Because I've never gotten a straight answer. Well, he's a racist. Well, he's won NAACP awards for not being racist, given to him by black leaders for not being racist. So give me a list of the shit that you think is so wrong with him. Well, he cheated on his wife. There's a lot of men that have cheated on their wives.
Yeah,
Bill Clinton was a huge cheater on his wife, and understandably so, but he still did it.
Anybody of power has cheated on their chick.
So I want to know what it is that makes him so angry to be that consumed to want the man dead. Look, I understand maybe you don't like his politics. I may understand that you don't like his tweets, but what makes you want him dead? Dude, well, then the media should be held accountable and should be charged with murder.
Don't disagree.
Call that guy Hitler and everything else.
Dude, take Trump out of this equation for a minute, and I'll go to an easier target that just proves why the media is the problem. Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse really didn't do anything except defend himself.
Right.
That's the only thing he did. He defended himself and shot people that were literally trying to kill him. That's the only thing he did. And this guy was persecuted by everybody, so much so that they couldn't even lie about it, and they had to pay him. You know, the media spins it, and then it is taken as fact. Look at it. I don't remember what the kid's name was, but the kid that got like $1 billion settlement from CNN at the Indian rally.
Oh yeah.
The smirky kid, whatever his deal was. What did he do? He didn't even say a bad word. He literally just stood there and got.
I'm glad he won, but I wanted to punch him when I saw his little smirk.
I know you hated him. He had a punchable face. I get it, but he didn't do anything. But the media spun it up like this guy secretly had an Indian murdering foundation in his backyard that was just kidnapping female Indians and killing them in the backyard. I mean, that's how the media spun it. The media spins it, and there's still too many. For as much as we think of ourselves as not stupid because of we don't follow the media like this, everybody we know does. Everybody we know still will say, they'll be like, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. And then they'll pull up a clip on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever that is Fox News. And they'll be like, you see that? You see it? And it's like, you're still watching the news. You're still watching the fake narrative. You're just watching it in a different place. You know, and it's abundant. It's abundant and it's bad, and it's why I try not to follow any of this stuff too much or get too attached to any of it. Because I don't believe any of it. I know you have to. It's a different story, but
I also try to watch a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know, last night I sat there and I turned on CNN just to see what they're talking about, to see what their narrative is, and you know, because I want to hear both sides, but I always try to examine what facts I can get out of all their the nonsense.
Sure.
And, I think that personally I found which path I think is correct. I can't get behind a media that will call a guy a threat to democracy.
No, well,
he's been president, and we survived the first 4 years of Donald Trump, and I'm pretty sure we'd survive the next 4.
Well, and all the things that they're saying he's going to do, he didn't do.
No.
He had the chance. He didn't do them. He
wouldn't do them.
But yeah, I mean, the whole Hitler thing and kids are going in cages and stuff, that's all stuff he could have done and didn't do.
And look, now they're making a big deal about this Project 2025.
Yeah, which he's not a part of, and even the organization said he has nothing to do with it.
Yet, if you listen to CNN or you listen to this asshole that's up there on the screen right now,
yeah,
you would think that Donald Trump wrote all 922 pages himself. Right. And look, I guarantee you, these fools that I see on Facebook that are saying Project 2025, you better watch out. It's going to be the end of our country as we know it. I guarantee you, they have not read more than 900 pages of this thing. They have no idea what's in it other than the fact that they were told what to believe by CNN, MSNBC, and everybody else.
Well, they're believing Puddin' Joe because Puddin' Joe said that Trump is going to use it. Trump's going to implement it. He said that, and the media just runs with it. Doesn't matter. Trump said, "I have nothing to do with this. I have no part of this." And it doesn't matter that the organization themselves, that Project 25 organization, said, we are not endorsed by Donald Trump on any level. None of that matters. All that matters is that Puddin' Joe said it.
I hate to tell him. Now, look, I have not read all over 900 pages of this thing, but what I have read, it's not that bad, to be honest with you.
Well, of course not. Well, dude,
they make shit up.
These are the same people that are okay with whatever it is, $180 trillion Green New Deal. These are the same people that buy into that bullshit. They're the same people that think because it's 85 degrees outside in the middle of July, we're having a heat wave caused by climate change, global warming.
Yeah.
Because it's a normal temperature in July.
And they'll get 3 scientists to tell you that the Earth is warming and we're all going to die in the next 20 years. Yeah. And then 20 years rolls by and everything's the same as it was 20 years ago. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the temperature of the Earth in the 6 million years it's been a planet is what? Within 2 degrees of when it started?
Yes. I think Al Gore was the one that said we had like 20 years to live back when he was around. And I think we've surpassed that in a large part. Yeah. Still around. And we've had climate scientists on numerous times ourselves on like Bob's show and a TV show. Subscribe to True Blue TV, TRUBLU TV. Channel. It is a great channel, and you will love it. And you can watch what's his name, Chris Hansen taking down child predators and stuff like that. It's fantastic. Then you can also watch Bob Francis' show, Strictly Speaking, on there, and we've done close to 100 episodes on that show.
Wow! Already?
And yeah, I mean, can you believe that? We have to actually slow down because I booked so many guests that we have to actually slow down because we have so many in the can ready to go. But subscribe to that channel. You can check it out for free, actually, on like Roku and TCL,
Plex. I think I watch it on Plex. Yeah.
Zumo, a lot of places. I am trying to give a promotion. What the hell?
No, why not?
But we have interviewed a few different climate scientists on there that are experts in the field. That have said this is just crap. It's bullshit. And then one of them even was saying, hey, look, I was telling Joe Biden this stuff, and I'm the one that's a physicist. I'm the one that's a climate scientist, and he's telling me that I have an agenda. He's like, no, I'm telling you the science.
Yeah, he does have an agenda. His agenda is science.
Whereas Biden's is not.
No.
But so, one, subscribe to that channel and check out all those episodes because there's so much good stuff to watch on that show, Strictly Speaking with Bob France.
Yeah. And even if you don't watch Bob France, and I'm not saying not to, but
yeah,
my God, the Chris Hansen stuff is great.
Oh, it's great. It's so awesome.
It is definitely To Catch a Predator on steroids.
Yeah, if you used to watch To Catch a Predator on Dateline with Chris Hansen, this is, like you said, on steroids, uncensored.
It's so great.
There's episodes where he's talking about, so you brought lube.
Yeah.
And your intention was to rub it on his cock, it says?
This says, you said You want to rape her ass until it bleeds. Why did you say that? Why? Why did you say that?
Why did you come here tonight? Have a seat.
What did you intend to do with a 6-pack of Zimas and 33 condoms?
The guy goes
fucking funny.
And then the guy goes, I seriously, I just wanted to talk. Just wanted to talk to her. Well, why did you bring condoms with you and lube? Well, I just wanted to talk, and she needed a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I brought the condoms to keep the Zima cold. I was gonna put the Zima in the condoms.
Look, if you're not gonna pay for anything on the Seth Williams show to get like a something fun to have,
yeah,
or you're not gonna pay for mines, at least go to True Blue and sign up for that.
Yes.
I didn't get a nickel for it, but it's good entertainment.
It really is a good I watch it a lot more than I thought I would. Because when you first started working there, of course, I added it to one of my favorites, just, like the support, more or less.
Yeah.
Because I know that they track that shit. So I added it on a couple of my devices to make sure that you got 2 or 3 subs to it, or
Appreciate
2 or
that.
3 things. I catch myself watching it at least twice a week.
Yeah,
At least, and sometimes most of the time it's Hanson, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, it's like, oh, Bernie Kosar, let me watch this for an hour. And then it's a really in-depth interview with Bernie saying a bunch of stuff that he never said anywhere else. And yeah, Bob does good interviews. He really does.
He does. He's good at interviewing, and he gets there's a lot of, there's a wide variety of guests. Everybody from soldiers that, and their stories to,
Ryan Phillips, our
Ryan
power
Phillips,
slap guy.
Power slap guy. And, there's tons of different people. I know that he just talked to another top secret soldier guy yesterday, and
right,
it went well. But I mean, John Schneider from Dukes of Hazzard is on there.
Nice.
John Rich, the country singer, is on there. So yeah, there's a wide variety. Your boy Dave Landau's on there.
Yeah, Landau was on there. Yeah.
So there's a lot to watch. But anyways,
now that we're done with that commercial.
Yeah, now I have no idea what the hell I was talking about.
Well,
Bob did talk to a Secret Service agent, though. Couldn't do it on the air. The guy refused to come on the air.
Okay.
And this guy was a Secret Service agent, for real, one of the real McCoy kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, look, he can't come on the air because somebody will recognize his voice, and he doesn't want to risk whatever. He said they're a pretty tight-knit club, these people.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that there were so many failures that happened on Saturday that he doesn't know how it happened.
There's so many failures that you can't accept it as failures, in my mind. And I've been watching a good bit of Bongino because, Bongino was a Secret Service agent. I mean, Bongino worked for, what was he, Obama? He protected Obama, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was Obama. So Lord knows they kept that guy standing. So he was obviously decent at his job, but he certainly knows it. And a lot of the stuff that he's been saying the last 2 days was the exact stuff I said on here on Monday. And who am I? I'm just some guy that used to do it 35 years ago, not at the Secret Service level, at 10 levels lower than that. And then some of the stuff that he was talking about, like yesterday, about infrared scans and stuff, I was like, oh. So you have infrared scanning of this stuff. You have buildings in the sightline that are not protected. I saw one video where they did a timeline, and people started yelling that there's a guy on the roof and told a cop 2 minutes before the shooting started.
Yeah.
And there were allegedly police and Secret Service inside the building, and none of them even so much as went outside to check it out. What the hell?
I heard that. Then I also heard that the department there, the police department there, said they had no security for that event. Then I heard that they said that they were not in the building and that they were all over the place. That's what I don't know what to believe. You have to look at the video and believe see what you can believe yourself. Which is why when you showed me the video the other night, I was all pissed off and whatever. But even he said, how can you have a president or former president, whatever, who's able to have his head showing? Mm-hmm. He's like, these people failed so miserably that he could have gotten a headshot clean if they. The way that
But
they had him up.
yeah, there is that part too. Is why did they not have him kind of like in a concert stage type of a setting with walls on the others, like on the sides and a roof on the top? There's that train of thought, and I hadn't really thought about that, but they really didn't have people on the sides. Like where the shot came from. There was no people in between the shooter and him to where it would have mattered if they put up a side. So why wouldn't they put up a side on the stage so that you couldn't get a clean shot? That didn't make sense either. A lot of it doesn't make sense. And
Well,
you know
and
what?
now,
You know what we're gonna get? We're gonna get nothing. We're gonna get some bullshit hearings that go nowhere.
but there was, prior to this event, this came out last night, I don't know if you saw it or not, an Iranian plot to assassinate Donald Trump.
I didn't see that. No.
The Secret Service knew about. And they supposedly stepped up his Secret Service detail because of this Iranian plot to have him assassinated. If that stepped up security, I hate to see what he had before that.
It's not stepped up. I don't believe for 1 minute that stepped up security. I just don't. You can't tell me that you had 8 people that jumped him in the matter of a second, that jumped on Trump to protect him. Once the bullets started flying, you had 8 guys that jumped on him and got him out of there. You can't tell me that stepped up security and you had nobody on a wide open building with a clear sight line. You can't tell me that. You just can't.
I'm assuming you have not watched the RNC for the past couple of nights.
I've watched bits and pieces. Every time I turned it on, it's somebody else saying boring shit or having a really boring I don't even know who I was watching. Some guy with curly hair that's about 60 years old. And he was giving a speech and he was saying all the right words, but he was so boring, I turned it off. He was like, Donald Trump is going to be the reason that we get back to prosperity. And I was like, could you have a little bit of energy there, Chief? Jesus Christ.
Last night, or the other night, they had the head of the Teamsters on there.
Okay.
Which is very unusual. It's never happened, or that the Teamsters would go to a Republican National Convention.
Right, sure.
Because usually those guys are all Democrat. But he was there. I thought he went on too long, but he, had a decent message, I guess, at times.
Yeah.
Last night was Nikki Haley. She took some booze and shit from the crowd, but she was okay. DeSantis brought the house down last night with his speech, but Trump looks different.
Well, he just
I
got
know
shot
that
at.
almost losing your life probably does something to you, but he almost, I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes, he looks maybe tired. Maybe he looks like he's thinking about stuff. I don't know what it is, but he looked different the past couple of nights. I'm interested to see what his speech is like tomorrow night.
Dude, you have to think that he's scared to death. I know he'll never show that or he'll never admit that. But man, somebody literally came within a quarter inch of ending him. Literally a quarter inch of ending his life. That happens. Can you imagine looking out at a crowd, all of them looking at you and thinking, is there another gunman in here? And that's what you have to think.
Yeah, I know.
You can't just say, well, they got it. I'm safe now. First thought you're going to have is, well, these fucking guys that are supposed to be protecting me didn't. So what makes me think 2 days later that they are doing it right?
Yeah.
Dude, he's got to be terrified. And you got to play the whole game out. When he got home or wherever he went to that he ran into Melania and his kid, that they were all weepy and cryy and, oh my God. And,
Well, that's the other thing.
You got to quit and everything else. All of that stuff is in his mind, all in the scope of what, 48 hours, 72 hours?
I haven't seen Melania yet at this thing.
She probably don't want to be there.
Maybe that's weighing on his mind. What would you do? What would you do if you were shot at and your wife says, all right, you got to stop this, but you're going to be probably, hopefully, the next president of the United States, and your wife doesn't want you to do it. What do you do?
Well, he's too late. He can't not do it. He can't run it. He can't not run at this point. And for a guy like Trump, where everything on him is about his machismo, the last thing in the entire world that guy with that ego is going to do is say, well, I'm stepping aside because my wife wants me to. He ain't that guy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done that before he got shot at. He sure ain't going to do it after he got shot at.
He's deep thinking how to capture this moment. Maybe.
It
I don't
might
know.
be. I mean,
And you and I have both been through
major
almost
stuff.
death experiences.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
If not death experiences.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess you do look at life a little bit differently, especially after it happens. You slip back into some of your old shit after, a while. But, when it happens, it's like for real. Like that almost was the end.
No, well, when it happens, and think back to when you first came to, like for real came to, not just woke up, but came to and came to your senses a little bit. How long was it before every single thought in your head stopped being about your leg?
Oh, a long time.
Months, right? Not days, not
months.
hours, months.
Oh, yeah.
I was the same way with the burn shit. When I went through the burn shit, I mean, the only thing I thought about was burns for at least a year and a half. Nothing else crossed my mind and kept my attention. Nothing.
Look,
this guy almost got killed 2 days ago.
Yeah. I mean, every single day that I get out of the car and I got to put my leg on, I still think about that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And so, the fact that he had a bullet that whizzed by his brain and was literally an inch away from splattering it all over the back of the crowd, I guess, you would have a...
And the other piece to it that we cannot relate to is when I went through it, when you went through it, okay, it was us going through it. With him going through it, it's every minute of every hour of every day. It's one of the biggest media events in history. Not just recent history, in history. It's already being compared to JFK. It's already being compared to 9/11. I mean, it's the biggest thing. So his terror is amplified by the fact that he can't even get away from it. How can he get away from it?
Not to mention that they did tell him that there was a terror plot from Iran who wanted to take him out. And so he's got to think, like you said, like when is these people didn't protect me once, when is it going to happen again?
Right. And knowing Trump, you think he doesn't see all these people saying, too bad it didn't get him, maybe next time, or what? You think he doesn't see that too? Because that guy lives on social media. He's seeing that too. I mean, of course he looks different. He's probably scared to death. I would be. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'd be terrified.
Can you imagine what it would be like for his wife and kids, all of them, to sit there and have to look at social media and see, I wish he would have died? Coming from not one person, thousands, hundreds of thousands.
It's got to be think about, dude, how old is this kid now? 19?
Yeah.
His kid. Think about him thinking, well, they tried to get me and they didn't get me, but they almost got me with the greatest security in the world. My kid doesn't have that level of security. And he has to think about that. What are they going to do? Are they going to try and kidnap him next? Are they going to try and kill him next to get to me that way? I mean, dude, this guy's probably got a zillion thoughts of terror in his head right now. Of course he looks different. Of course he's probably having the hardest time focusing on this. He knows he's the nominee. He doesn't need to go through 3 days of pageantry. I'm sure he'd rather be sitting in his hotel room drinking his face off and trying to forget it.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. Like, does he really have to be there? He could have taken this, a few days off and then come in on Thursday.
Yeah.
I was going to say guns a-blazing, but that might be the poor choice of words.
Yeah, right. But that's it. I mean, this guy hasn't had a minute to digest it. I wouldn't want to stand in his shoes right now. The mental mind fuck that he's going through right now has to be astronomical. Has to be on a level that maybe nobody's ever gone through before. If you think about it, I mean, I mean, even when Reagan was shot, And that's the closest thing I can compare to, I guess. When Reagan was shot, what happened? He disappeared for a while. Like, he disappeared for a pretty long while, actually. And then he reemerged like 2 months later or whatever. And he was never the same. That's right from that moment there is when he started losing all of it. Was, the minute he got shot.
Didn't he tell his doctors, I hope you're Republicans?
Yeah, he did.
I love that guy, man. I don't care what you say. You may not have liked his policies, but I like
his policy. I got nothing against the man. I just don't like that he allowed unbalanced budgets, which now is just a thing. Now we're $30 trillion in debt or whatever because of it. But that's neither here nor there. It's not pick on Reagan Day. It's it's definitely I feel for Trump. I really do, and I don't care what my Democrat leaning friends think. I feel for him as a man, because as a man, he's got to be terrified on every level about everything in his life. If you think about his last 6 months of being almost put in jail, he may still get put in jail.
Yeah.
That's still on the table too. He's got that stress on him. He's got the entire world looking at him. He's got people shooting at him. The level of intensity on this man right now is insane.
He had a porn star testify against him, giving detailed information about his encounters with her.
Yes.
And then he has to go home to a wife and his children.
Yeah. I mean,
see, and you want to know something? That's why I will fight anybody, not physically, but anybody to the death
verbally,
on Trump thing,
right?
Because the amount of shit that this guy has gone through, and all he had to do after his first 4 years would say, "Hey, look, they're not going to let me do anything. They don't want me here. I did the best that I could for you.
Yeah,
I appreciate all the support, but I'm going to take my millions of dollars." Go sit on an island somewhere, repair my family, and live happily ever after. But he's going through all of this stuff right now because I truly believe he wants to better the country, not because of an ego. 4 years, again, the ego is going to be gone because he's not going to be president anymore.
Yeah.
I truly believe that he wants to try to make something better of this place because it's not okay right now. Now, I know people will disagree with me, but I think that that's the case. Why would you put yourself through, if you were a billionaire, would you put yourself through all of this stuff? They would not have charged him with anything if he wasn't running for president.
Yeah, if he'd have walked away, that would have been that.
He'd have been sitting on a beach somewhere, counting his dollars, and said, "Hey, I'm still the best president they ever had. Look at the country now, and look how it's running now without me."
Yeah, we'd see him at a UFC event or something like that every once in a while, and that'd be it. He could have done that. He definitely could have, and I don't necessarily fully agree that part of this isn't his ego. There is definitely a part of his ego that says, I didn't lose before, and I don't care what the election said, and I'm going for it again to prove that wrong. That's his ego. But that being said, his ego aside, his ego is what makes him him. Okay. And makes his policies work and makes its strength.
Chris, everybody who goes for a position like that does it because they have an ego.
Of course.
I mean, shit. Even with people like us do a job like this, you don't sit here and do it because, I'm trying to make the country better by telling about politics and trying to be funny. And you do it because you have some sort of ego or confidence about you to be able to get behind a microphone or a TV camera and do something.
Yeah.
I mean, so
I'm not saying I wasn't trying to say he's got an ego and nobody else does. I'm just saying that
I understand
his ego makes him. That's what makes him him, is I'm bigger than life and I'm going to prove it. And he's always succeeded at that, whether it's becoming a multi-billionaire or becoming the president or becoming a TV star or everything he's done. Best-selling author. He's always been like, I can do it, you can't, and watch me. Nah.
But Trump messed with trashy women. Did he honestly think they would keep their mouth shut? If you pay them $140,000, I expect that woman to keep her mouth freaking shut. Yeah. Although I think hush money should be a little bit more than that. If you're going to pay somebody off.
Yeah. He didn't pay her off. Well, who knows when was that, though?
2016 that he paid her off.
So that really wasn't that much money back then.
What?
Biden thought you said ego, not ego.
And then you have Biden saying we need to cool off the rhetoric, and and bring down the temperature is the big phrase
shut up.
everybody's using now. So he stopped his anti-Trump advertising for like a day, and now everything's back in full swing, and he's a threat to democracy again.
Right.
I mean, on MSNBC, did you see what they did? They pulled their morning team, Joe Scarborough and whoever the other broad is, and
Really?
they pulled them on Monday after the shooting because in their statement they said they were afraid of what their team was going to say that would be insensitive to the shooting of Donald Trump.
Oh,
so
well, that's nice.
them for the entire day. If your own company, who's liberal as hell, says that they're pulling you because they're afraid of what you're going to say about the assassination attempt of Donald Trump, that means you're really bad at what you do.
Right. Yeah, we're in a weird time, man. It just is what's even more strange to me is that people still pay attention to this stuff. Who's watching MSNBC? Why do they still have power or play or say? Why do they even still get a seat at the table? Do they do more than 50,000 viewers in a program? Does Rachel Madcow get more than 50,000 viewers?
I don't think so. I think it's really, really bad. I think Trev had more of an audience than Rachel Madcow does.
Dude, I think Steven Crowder has 10 times the audience, or Tucker Carlson, and they're on fucking Twitter. Or Rumble.
Well, absolutely, Tucker gets a billion people watching him.
Yeah.
He's at the RNC. He was sitting next to Trump, or close to in the same aisle.
As he should. He's probably the biggest Republican media person in the country right now.
But I think I can't remember the numbers that I saw. It's ridiculously bad for all the news channels, really. And so that's why I think sometimes. Look, my wife is a perfect example of what I think regular Americans are like.
Okay.
If it wasn't for me doing what I do, working with Bob France in the morning on WHK,
mm-hmm.
and working with Triv for as long as I did, she probably wouldn't hear any of this stuff.
Right.
She probably wouldn't know any of this stuff that's going on. Now, of course, you're going to know about the shooting on Saturday because that's everywhere.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these political things, she wouldn't have any clue what was going on. And I don't think she wants to know, for the most part, what's going on with that stuff. And I think that that's what your typical Americans are like. If you look at the fucking ratings for Fox News and, MSNBC and all of them combined, CNN, you're not talking 10 million people.
Yeah.
Well, a country of 350 million people, you're talking 10 million people that watch these shows.
Yeah, which is a ton. I mean, this is another good one that Scott just put up here. That Pat Bet David guy has more views on YouTube than CNN. I agree. That guy's great.
I don't even know what he does. I've never seen him.
You should look him up. It's Patrick Bet David. He's phenomenal. And he interviews great people.
Political guy?
He's what's that?
Political guy or?
Not exclusively. I discovered him interviewing our guy Michael Francis. First time I encountered him, but he does talk politics. He does.
Is he like a Howard kind of guy?
He's not funny. He's not he's serious in everything that he does. Yeah. But he great show. I mean, dude, there's tons of that stuff. What cracks me up is, so let's say that MSNBC does 50,000 views. I don't know if that's a high or low number, but whatever. We'll just use that for now.
Yeah.
I go online and I pull up Rumble on my TV at night sometimes just to see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
And there'll be 15 live channels in a row that all have 10 or 12,000 viewers live. Live viewers. 10 or 12,000. And these are me and yous. They're not. It's not, well, hey, it's Megyn Kelly and she's on Rumble. Here's Bill, some guy in Wyoming, just talking about his views and whatever. And I think people are more and more getting to the point where they don't believe the talking heads. They'd rather hear what regular people think, and I think the media is morphing. I think it's an ugly time and it feels awful, but
the Democratic Party's nominee.
Yeah, Somebody said they just joined and we want to know if we heard about the second shooter. I haven't seen anything like that other than websites. If you click on them, going to be a
I haven't seen nothing about second shooter.
and like the website that I did see something on, I would need an STD check after I was done with
Well,
looking
let
at
me
that.
go to the bastion of all things that is sane.
Twitter.
BitChute.
Oh,
I'll go to the real conspiracy thing, and I will do a Google search for second shooter in Butler. See what we come up with here. Nothing. If it ain't there, it ain't happening. That's some weird conspiracy thought there. If it ain't happening on BitChute, then
yeah. There's one site that it's on YouTube. It says CNN News 18. I don't know what CNN News 18 is, but I'm not clicking on it.
Yeah, nah. I don't want to blow up my computer.
Yeah. I got to get a new phone, but I don't want to get it tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, more and more. I mean, you don't watch mainstream or do you watch? You have to watch mainstream, and I get that. But what's your percentage? You think are you 50-50 with Twitter and TikTok and regular people reporting on stuff? Or are you still heavily into the organized media?
I only watch either Fox News, CNN, or MSNBC. I refuse to watch any local news anymore because even local news is completely corrupted as far as extremely biased. Like Channel 3, I mean, you might as well wipe your ass with their news. I mean, they're in with Cleveland.com, which is another complete and total liberal rag. I mean, they're a mess over there. And so I don't watch any local news anymore. I might check out their websites to see what's going on, but the only things I'll watch are mainstream, both sides, Fox, MSNBC, CNN. I mean, and the ratings are just all of them are what they are. I think
it's in the toy. It's in the toy.
Bernie Moreno.
Pedal to the
what?
Pedal to the metal. Salty Cracker had 40,000 live Sunday night.
Salty Cracker.
He's a content creator guy. He's a somewhat right-leaning guy. He leans on that side of the table.
What makes him so good is what I want to know. Like, I mean, who are these people that make what is
Salty
it about?
Cracker's entertaining. I will give him that. He's definitely entertaining. I'll tell you what a lot of it is too is these guys, they don't even try to follow the standards. Like there's that Next News Now. I don't know if you've ever seen that one either, but that guy does like news, but he's right leaning, and I think he does it out of his house, but he literally built a news studio and stuff, and he wears the suit and the tie and everything. And that's never going to catch on because it's a great idea, but it's an old idea. These regular guys are like, instead of saying, well, this was a shooting and there's a lot of questions to be answered, these guys are like, this is bullshit. Here's why it's bullshit.
I do watch some of the Newsmax. Yeah, you're right. Okay. You're right, though. It is bullshit. I mean, remember Mike? I hate to even bring his name up, but he wanted a news desk built out of Billy's studio. He wanted like the big
news desk,
a big background on the screen.
Right.
Yeah, he wanted Billy to actually build him a news desk. It would have been all Leah putting it together, but he wanted a big news desk built. And then a background screen, kind of like what we have now, but to make it look like an actual news studio. He always used to wear the suit and tie and stuff on the screen.
Right. Yeah, that
wasn't really the angle that I was going towards.
No, that's just silliness. Why would you do that? I mean, that day is over.
Rick.
You got to watch her on Monday, Rick, not on the weekend.
I will say, though, she posted some... Well, she does it every day. Bobo actually calls me, like, Seth Strano.
Yeah.
Because I post a lot of, like, selfies and stuff on Facebook. Okay. But, man, I clicked on, like, her Instagram today, and I was like, she is just a She's hot in some of these pictures.
She's a hot piece of ass. There's no doubt about that.
She's a good looking woman.
Mm-hmm. And she likes to show it off.
Yeah, she does.
And why shouldn't she? 5'2" with 36 Ds. There's nothing wrong with that.
Kind of sad. Like, I don't want to talk about her situation, whatever. But I like a good woman who's just a little messed up, dude.
Yeah, who wants nobody wants
issues.
A straight-laced chick. You want them to be a little crazy, just
I
not
want a
crazy.
little. Yeah, I like a little bit of issues going on. Yeah.
Well, she definitely has them. Lord knows if you were dating her, you'd have to start drinking again.
Nah, come on. I think she's doing well. I'm happy for her. I'm happy that she's
No, maybe not. Maybe she lets you designated drive.
But yeah, I mean, my wife and I were watching it. Oh no, we saw this chick that was walking through a restaurant the other day, and she had like all these kind of tattoos and stuff on her.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife goes, that's just ugly. It just doesn't look good. All these tattoos. I was like, look, I think they're like great on this broad, dude. She's got short shorts on, a tank top on, and she's got tattoos all over her place, which means she's got a little bit of problem. I was all about it.
You know, if the more piercings they have, the more piercings they'll take, so to speak. That's always been the rule. Yeah, I'm looking at Holly's Instagram right now. Yeah,
There's one that's just a close-up photo of her face.
She's a good-looking lady.
Yeah.
I mean, what is she? She's mid-40s or whatever? Is she 40s?
Yeah, she might be. Yeah, I think so. Tuah is better looking.
Tuah is not that pretty.
Okay, I'll fight you on that one.
You think she's pretty?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think her actions are pretty.
She looks like the kind of broad that I would definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, Holly Strano looks like she's a goer. I like it. I love these fucking white knights that don't want to say, yeah, I'm looking at your tits. You both have pretty hair. Shut up.
Yeah. I was checking out some of her stuff today after Bob called me Holly Strano, or called me Seth Strano, and I was like, just because of the selfies I like to take.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that she had a head.
I am like her in that sense that I do post a lot of just selfie stuff. I'm not making fun of her because I think it's gonna,
No, I'm not making fun of her. She's a good looking girl. Nothing wrong with that.
And if I look like her, I'm ugly as sin, and I post selfies. If I look like her, I'd be posting myself naked all over the place.
Yeah, like this. I like this shot right here.
But you always get those guys that are like, "Oh, you're so beautiful and so cute. I just love the hat." And it's like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, it's like, shut up.
Because that's what you're looking at.
You don't even know she has a head, you dummy. Shut up. You're looking at her boobs. Stop it. That's what we're all looking at with her.
Look, me and Joe Rico here can.
Oh, look at her shoes. Those are wonderful. Shut up.
Love those. I saw those at TJ Maxx the other day.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Those shoes are wonderful. You know, that sidewalk looks really clean, Seth.
Give me some Tuah pictures.
All right.
Because Joe's right. Tuah is a cutie.
I don't see. I just
me and Joe. I see that top picture. I like. Did you have that still up?
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. That's definitely got a come hither look to it. Nothing wrong with that. Hell yeah. All right, let's see Tuah. Let me find her.
I'm kind of tired of talking about the
Tuah.
Everybody shoot each other.
Pictures.
Tuah had an interview in Rolling Stone magazine.
She's all right.
See what you started, Rick. Rick started the whole Holly picture thing.
What happened here? I didn't mean to do. See, like this picture here. I just think she's pretty average.
Nah, dude, I think she's better than average, in my opinion. Anyways,
would you put her above a 7?
I would put her definitely 7, 8 range.
Definitely above a 7.
I'd put her at an 8. Yeah.
Is that a housewife 8 or is that a Hollywood 8?
Well, I mean, I don't watch Holly. I mean, I would put her porn star 8.
You'd put her as a porn star? No, you don't watch enough porn.
I like amateur stuff.
I like you on that, but She's
Joe
a
says
straight.
she's a 7'8" easy.
She is a. I don't know. She's like a 5 to 6 for me.
She's
And
10
I'm not
for
saying
you.
I'd push her.
Marty, there you go.
I wouldn't tell her to go anywhere. I wouldn't kick her out of the house, but
Marty says she's a 10. I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I think she's crazy there. She's not. I mean, she's all right. She needs a boob job.
Why? How big do you think those are?
Those are fucking 32B at best.
Oh.
At
There's
best.
nothing wrong with her. She's a skinny girl. What do you want?
No, she's all right. I'll tell you what makes her a 7 or 8. Her habits.
Absolutely.
She's definitely made it known that if you date her, you're getting your dick sucked a lot.
She looks like every girl here in Tennessee. She looks good though.
Yeah, she looks okay. I'm not saying she looks terrible. I'm just saying 8, 9, or 10. No, we're not even in the same ballpark. Not even.
I agree with Marty here. I wish there were better
Porn
looking
actresses,
chicks.
yes, I agree with him too.
I wish there were better looking chicks that did porn.
Well, there are, but they're just. I wish I could pull up some, but unfortunately,
I don't think we can do that.
Unfortunately, I don't think I could pull them up and only show their face.
In my downtime of watching shootings and videos of shooters and stuff, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I wish that all porn was just amateur porn.
I like the amateur porn, especially on boats.
Doesn't
I
it
know
make you
that's
feel
a
like
weird fetish, but I do that search all the time. It's always like amateur girl on boat.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I cannot watch anything outside.
I've never been
able, like, I informed my wife when we got together that no outdoor sex, nothing like that, because I don't like to do it. I don't like to watch it. Nothing outdoors. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's I don't want sand in my butt, or I don't want, or like a bug around me while I'm doing it. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't outdoor sex. You have like a bee flies around while you're doing it.
Yeah, but that's the same as having a pet and the fucking dog walks in and shit.
Yeah, but I locked I kicked the animals out and shut the door.
Yeah, it's because you still got your daughter living at home. Wait till she moves out. You won't be closing doors behind you.
Well,
I don't know. The boat thing just, and maybe it's just because I'm a total filth pig and I know it, but the boat thing is like, yeah, you know why you're here. I have that in my head. You
Really?
know why you're here. Hell yes. It's like, yeah, I got the boat. I got the fancy boat now. This dick ain't going to suck itself. Get to
enjoy
it.
just a pleasure cruise with some wine and cheese, maybe, and enjoy the view of the lake.
No, why would you do that? If you do that, you're on the Nautica Queen, not your own personal boat.
I've heard of owning a boat that was very expensive.
Yeah, I wouldn't. But my parents had a boat, and for years they had a boat. And for the last 5 years that they had the boat, they never even took it out because it was so expensive. So expensive to gas it up. It was so expensive to license it and store it and all that other nonsense. It was crazy. And then something about if you don't store it the right way in the winter, the engine head cracks or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just know that my dad was constantly bitching about what a money pit it was.
But see, it's something that I've always dreamed of having as a boat. I don't need a yacht, but I mean something that I could take out on the water, do a little speed boating around, and Heather and I, we made a mistake one time.
Mm-hmm.
It was close to our wedding, I think, and
right.
We were sitting at Shooters, we're drinking some Long Islands on the patio there, and it was great, having a great time. And a couple of guys, fans of mine from the radio, came up and they were like, "Hey, man, love you." I still think I was still on MMS back then. Love you. Blah, blah, blah. You guys want to go on a boat? And they had a boat. I was like, hell yeah. Right. A couple of Long Islands in. I'm like, yeah, let's go on the boat.
Right.
And so we get on this boat with these two dudes, right? And my wife is sitting there. And now we're a little bit tipsy because we've been drinking Long Islands.
Sure.
And these guys start just blazing up.
Right.
And we're out in the middle of the freaking lake, dude, with these two guys that are now high as fuck. And I'm starting to sober up real quick because I'm going, okay, are they going to try to throw me overboard and take my wife and do whatever they please with her? What's going to happen here? Because I don't know these guys, other than the fact that they just ripped out a couple of joints from this coffee can and started blazing middle of the
Sure.
lake, and I don't want to get arrested out here. I don't want to get killed out here.
Right.
And so now these two high dudes decide they're going to just pick up the pace of this speedboat, and they're flying, dude, over the lake. And we
Right.
hit the wake of something else that was out there, or a little wave or something.
Let's start doing that.
I go
jump.
flying up in the air.
Yeah.
My wife goes flying into the steering wheel, knocks her head, has like a big gash now on her,
Oh, man.
her face. And I was like, can we please go back? And thank God that's where it ended. And they're like, all right, let's go home. And we made it okay. But it did not look good. So now I'm not getting on a boat with just anybody.
Hell yeah. There you go. Boat sex is hot. Jet ski sex is hard to do, but even jet ski sex, that would be awful. I can't imagine that'd be good.
Your feet are going to be in the water.
Or if you're standing and you're straddling the thing and you got her like kind of bent over the handlebars, that can't be good. I can't imagine any of that.
Seth porn was start like that, or snuff films. I've had sex in the water one time. I think I hear my wife downstairs, so she's not going to hear what I'm saying. And so we went out in the lake, me and this girl. There wasn't a whole lot of people in the area, obviously, that we were in. And we were doing our thing, and everything was great. And all of a sudden, dude, out of nowhere, bleh, she just threw up all over me, right in the water. Now, this is in the netted part of the swimming area.
Right.
Like, so now at some point, people are going to get into this water and have to swim where she is, and just threw up all over everything, dude. It was so bad. I told her, stay right there for just one more second.
Get up.
I know you just threw up, but we got hang on. Don't go anywhere.
That's weird.
We'll get you ashore in a minute.
Where were you at, on a lake?
Yeah, in the lake.
Yeah, Jesus. I know.
I'm sure we pretty much walked away with some sort of parasite attached to me and everything else.
I'm sure. I know the first time I ever banged a hooker started in a pool. It started in a pool in South Carolina. Yeah, I was in a pool. It was when I was in the military, and we used to get off when I was in AIT. We would get off on Saturday afternoons at noon, and everybody ran to this one hotel, this Holiday Inn or something, that was literally right down the street. And then it just turned into a big old party. You know, like everybody had, like all the military people rented the rooms. It was just full of kegs and booze and party. Well, because the rooms were always full with people partying, a lot of people went down to the pool. So I was down in the pool, and this chick comes up to me and starts talking to me and whatnot. And she's like, hey, you got a room? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like rubbing up on me or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to get laid here. This is fantastic. You know, I'm like all excited, because it's Army time, man. It's like, you're not getting laid that often in the Army. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get laid. This is fucking great. So right as she's like, oh, let's go up to your room. I was like, okay. So we get out of the pool, and she wraps up in a towel. I wrap up in a towel, and I kind of take her hand. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And she goes, just so you know, it's going to be $75. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's $75. And I was like, fuck it, okay. What? I was like, I don't care. We went back to the room. I paid her $75, and
that's awesome.
Banged her for like 20 whole seconds, and that was about it. It was one of the worst ever.
And don't you feel guilty after that? You wasted all that money.
I really did, because I didn't have much money then. It was like, by the time I paid for the hotel room and a case of beer and 3 pump chumped her, I was broke. I was like, oh, that sucks. That totally sucks.
But I'm not water guy, I guess, when it comes to that kind of thing. Like, look, I've never taken my shirt off in front of my wife ever, like for sex or anything. So, I mean, so one time it was like, hey, the shower. Let's do it. Everybody thinks something's going to be hot until you actually do it. Like, food sex is terrible. And like food, I mean, why do you want chocolate syrup or some bullshit on you? Whipped cream, everything's sticky and everything sucks.
Nah.
Me and I'm not gonna say who it was, but me and somebody else did like a Cheese Whiz video thing, and it was actually on video and everything else. I don't know what happened to that video, and if it ever resurfaces, I'm fucked, because that was just an awful thing to do, and I don't know why we recorded it. But yeah, we had like Cheese Whiz, and it was like, okay, it seemed like it was gonna be a great idea at the time until we actually do it, and then you're like, right, this is just not making any sense to me at all. One, I don't like Cheese Whiz, and two, I got this can. It was just awful. Nothing went right with that. But it's on video somewhere in the universe. It's still around. But we tried like shower sex. I got in the shower with my wife, and it was like she turned on the shower, and she had a shower that was like a hurricane, dude. Like it was like a what do they call it? A water spout in this tiny little shower. I got my shirt on now. The shirt's all wet and it's all sticking. And it was just it was a nightmare. I was like, get me the fuck out of here. This is the most unromantic, unsexy thing in the entire world.
Right. Dude, I'm going to tell you a horrible, since we're just telling stories here, I'll tell you an absolutely horrible shower sex.
Well, this is better than talking more Trump.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So one of the first times I ever did that, the big thing with the shower sex is you got to get the girl positioned the right way.
Yes, I understand.
It's very difficult. And so I ended up taking this girl and I had her put her foot, this was in a hotel, and I had her put her foot up in the soap dish, like to get the right positioning, I guess. And I get behind her, I start banging her. Her foot that was on the bottom of the shower slipped a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
Just a little bit forward. It slipped a little bit forward. Well, you know how the soap dishes have that little bar thing in it? Like that's like a handle, like a handhold thing. Her foot got stuck in the thing and it broke her ankle. She literally broke her ankle in a hotel.
The poor girl.
And again, that was another Army one, and she had to go back to the military and go and then tell him that she broke her foot. I don't think she told him that she broke her foot banging somebody in a shower. I think she probably said she slipped and fell. But
did you finish the deed at least?
No, absolutely. She was screaming like I'm not kidding when I say she broke her ankle. She literally broke her ankle. There was no finishing the deed. She was screaming.
All right, I have a story, but I'm going to tell it to you off the air, not on.
All right.
Like, even for me, it's too rough of a story to say on the air. Strawberries and chocolate syrup is hot. No, I mean,
I don't mind that. That's okay.
But isn't it sticky and shitty afterwards?
Yeah.
Like,
dude, you know what?
You're making a mess on the bed. You're not going to, what are you going to do? Like, pour it on her while she's, laying on?
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. It's just, dude, you never bought any of them like oils or any of that stuff, or the shit that makes your dick taste like it's strawberry, but it makes your dick hot when she blows on it.
Yeah, I've never really liked all that stuff. Of course, I've used it. I've never really liked it, but
I like all that stuff. Dude,
I hope my dad's not listening. Let me tell you the hottest one though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe I shouldn't even say this story on the air.
Whatever. I just told you about breaking a girl's ankle in a fucking shower. What you're gonna go worse?
But, I mean, like the best. God, what if I don't think my daughter's listening. She's not in town. The best is.
Hold on. The answer would be no on that one. She did not like me much after that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Go. Come on.
No.
Come on.
Sex while I'm doing blow off a girl, dude.
Nice. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Off her belly, off her ass, off where?
Everywhere. Every time you switch the position, it was
lines or spattered?
Lines.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff there. What's wrong with that? Did it make your heart race?
Yeah, but I was a young stud back then, dude.
Yeah, I know, but
today my heart would explode within 30 seconds of that.
What the hell is Habu talking about here? What the hell? Motor oil and a Cobra? What?
Hey, man, you got me beat there, Habu. A little too much for me.
Yeah, I'm with you with blow these days. It's like, nah. I've kind of once I became a fat guy, I was like, I can't do blow anymore. That's too many. That's too many risks at this point. It's not that I wouldn't like to. It's just that's being a fat guy as well. That's way too much risk.
I was a stupid kid. I hung all that up 28 years ago. So.
Dude, I did a ton of blow. I
make mistakes as a kid.
Do you really think of your drug use as mistakes?
No, I mean, I experimented with stuff, but I wouldn't want my daughter to do that kind of stuff.
Do you think she hasn't?
I would hope not, yeah.
Do you think she smoked pot?
I mean, I have my suspicions, but I still don't think that she has. But I don't want to be that naive parent to always say, "Oh, my daughter would never do something like that," and then you know
Not
that
my
she's doing
perfect angel.
12 other things behind my back.
Right.
I have to be realistic to the situation.
Yeah, dude. And believe me, that is the scare. You know what the biggest fear is, being a parent, especially of a daughter, is knowing your own past.
Yeah, I know.
That's the worst. I know when my daughter was young, that was my biggest. She'd bring home a guy, and I'm ready to kill him. And I don't know this guy from anybody. I don't know him from anybody, and he'd always be
Right.
like, "Yes, Mr. Aiken, no, Mr. Real nice." And all I could think of in my head is, man, when I was 17 years old, I was banging chicks like I was trading them joints for blowjobs. I was like, I was such a pig, and it's like, all right, this guy's got to be doing the same thing I did. That's what's in your head.
Believe me, I think of all the things I did as a kid, and I did them when she's younger than she is right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going, holy shit! Please, God, save everything. Forgive me for everything that I did, and save me from this disaster. But eventually, it's going to happen. I just sent you a picture.
Yeah, I got it. Jesus Christ.
So we made that.
Where is this? Here it is.
Thank you, Jake. There it is. There's me on my boat.
There's you on your boat.
Yeah.
Your couch boat.
I wish I had that flat of a stomach. But that would be the extent of a boat I could afford.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. That's funny. Too good, man. So what happened to Tony?
He said he's golfing today, so he said he would catch up with us next week.
Sure he will. When's the last time we had Tony on? It's been about 3 weeks, hasn't it?
No, he was on last week. No, last week we didn't have a show because we didn't
2 weeks
had no
ago.
internet. So 2 weeks ago he was on, but he wasn't actually at a restaurant. He was at the golf course,
Right.
and it just decided to sit there and talk to us about the golf. So hopefully we'll talk to him again next week on Wednesday. We're going to switch over to Minds here shortly.
Yeah, we'll switch over to Minds and
minds.com.
I don't know if we have stuff to talk about or not, but
I do. I have something.
Do you? Okay, good. Good, because I was like, as I told you before we started, I had nothing today.
No, I got some. I don't know if you saw it or heard it about it, but
we'll play a video, and I think
okay,
it's entertaining. If people haven't seen it, we probably have, but it'll be fun to watch.
We've done Mind stuff.
It's not true at all, Joe.
Yeah, we did Fatty Fitness. We did
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we've had 4 or 5 segments over there at Minds.
There's just been, there was a week I think that you weren't feeling well, and then there was a week where I had no power, no internet.
Power. Yeah, we didn't do any last week because we didn't do
weren't able to
show. But yeah. Go back and watch Fatty Fitness. That's hilarious.
And there was a week that I was on vacation. So, I mean, there's there's been unforeseen circumstances. But other than that, we do it every week.
Yeah. We're going to do it. And we did the one that was really out of control. The one. We did the fireworks.
We did the blind, the mute rapper.
Deaf rapper, mute rapper.
We did that. And then we did, I think, pillow fighting one time.
Yeah.
We did bare knuckle fighting.
We did bare knuckle. We've done a bunch of Mind stuff. Come on,
Joe. What are you talking about, Joe? Get your shit together.
It's over there. Are you sure?
We're worried about making fun of me and go to Minds.
Make sure you're on the Seth Williams Show Minds, not the CMS Minds. That would be minds.com/Seth Williams Show.
Did Eric and you do a good conspiracy theory show last night?
Yeah, he was ready to go. I for the very most part, I stood back. I just was like, okay, Eric, tell us. Let him do his thing. But yeah, he's actually in town here on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Stephen Piercy's in town, right?
Yeah.
MGM?
Yep, at the MGM, which I'm not going to the show, but I'm going to the... you could go to the show if you want to.
What day is it? Is it
Saturday.
Saturday night?
Yeah.
Well, I might talk to you about that.
Just let me know if you want to go, and I'll make the call. Eric would love to have you come out.
All right.
So.
Yeah, I'll probably be doing it with you. I'm probably going to call you on that one.
All right. Well, I'm not going. I'm meeting Eric during the afternoon. We're having lunch or something because
That's
I
cool.
got CMS that night. So
No, but I'd like to get out there.
yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd like to. Could I actually meet Eric in person?
Of course.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
then I'd like to go.
Yeah, you probably meet Steven too if you want to.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, is it time?
Yeah,
It's
let's
time.
let's get to it. Let's
Go to Minds, MINDS. Check it out. If you have not subscribed yet, do so now and check out what's coming up next. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll inform you of everything else that happens. Trump is gonna be talking tomorrow night, so I'm sure we'll have some shit to say about that on Monday, and we'll see what else we got for you. But thanks for hanging out.
all right. See you folks.
See ya.